Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. Have you ever heard of this book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz? It's one of the classic self-development and self-improvement books out there. If you haven't read it yet, I recommend reading it. It even says they're international best-selling classic, right? And I agree, I've read it twice and it's very, very good. And I want to talk to you about how this book is pretty much the guide to self-hypnosis. It doesn't overtly state that what it's all about is self-hypnosis, but really what Maxwell Maltz was talking about in writing this book is all about self-hypnosis. So I just want to go through some of the chapter titles here and draw some connections between this book and hypnosis and self-hypnosis. Chapter number 1, the self-image, your key to a better life. So the self-image basically is the blueprint of who you think you are, excuse me, that exists at your unconscious or subconscious level. So outside of your conscious awareness, deep in the programming of the mind, you have a whole bunch of understandings and definitions of who you are and what you think and what you believe that create what's called your self-image. And here's the thing about your self-image, it's sort of like a blueprint, of who you are. And whatever that self-image is or whatever that blueprint is will determine what your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are, right? So if you have a self-image of somebody who's very wealthy, you will automatically produce behaviors, thoughts, and feelings of somebody who is very wealthy. And if your circumstances in life don't yet match that, they will essentially come to match that as you continue to behave in that way, right? And alternatively, if you have a self-image of somebody who is, not confident or has low self-esteem or is incapable of doing the things that you want to do, well, your behaviors, thoughts, and attitudes and feelings are going to reflect that, and therefore your results in life will reflect that. So right there, in chapter number 1, we're already looking at the link between hypnosis and psycho-cybernetics, because hypnosis is access to the unconscious mind, where the self-image exists, where the self-image is stored. And a huge part of hypnosis, and my students on my hypnotherapy certification program learn this, is reprogramming, and redesigning what a person's self-image is, so that they automatically, produce thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that move them toward that, that self-image, the better self-image, the new self-image. Part of hypnosis, whether it's self-hypnosis or hypnosis with a hypnotherapist, is installing, or updating your self-image. Chapter number 2, discovering the success mechanism within you. And that chapter is talking about how we have a system within us which automatically guides us towards our goals, right? Based on what programming exists in the subconscious or the unconscious mind. I think in the book he refers to it as the servo mechanism, which is similar to like a guided missile, where you launch a missile and it automatically corrects thousands of times along the way towards its target, right? And within us, we have that servo mechanism, or we have that goal reaching drive that runs outside of our conscious awareness. And again, with hypnosis, we can set what is the goal. We can set the target, which causes our unconscious mind to, reorient actions, behaviors, and thoughts to bring us into alignment with whatever that goal is. Again, another big connection to hypnosis there. Chapter 3 is imagination, the first key to your success mechanism. So one of the first things that the students learn in my hypnotherapy training program is that, part of hypnosis is using the imagination, We have this incredible gift as human beings, the gift of imagination. And we can use it for many different things, but one of the things that we can use it for when we use it with intent is actually to reprogram our unconscious mind via hypnosis and the use of the imagination. We can change that self-image. We can change what's going on in our mind. We can release those old limiting behaviors and those old limiting patterns and those old limiting thoughts. So that's chapter 3. Chapter 4 is dehypnotize yourself from false beliefs. So literally right there, actually using the word hypnotize, right? It's becoming a little bit covert that this book actually is about hypnosis. And when Maxwell Maltz, Dr. Maltz says, dehypnotize yourself from false beliefs, what he's talking about is removing limiting beliefs. Lots of talk these days about limiting beliefs and, how they exist outside of our conscious awareness, and they limit our behavioral flexibility. And one of the, important tasks on moving towards success, on the road of moving towards success, is to eliminate those old limiting beliefs. And again, you do that by dehypnotizing yourself. We fooled ourselves into thinking that we can't do certain things potentially, and we want to, remove that old limiting belief or limiting beliefs, right? What else have we got here? I'm not going to go through all of the chapters. Number 6 is relax and let your success mechanism work for you. Again, relaxation always associated with hypnotherapy. In order for somebody to easily and readily go into a hypnotic state where they have access to the unconscious mind and they can reprogram that self-image, relaxation, the vast majority of the time, is going to be involved, because there's a barrier between our conscious mind and our unconscious mind called the critical faculty. And it's when we relax, both mentally and physically, that we can bypass that barrier to get access to the unconscious mind and make the changes that we want to make. We can't just do it, willy-nilly whenever we want. Number 7, you can acquire the habit of happiness, right? And that's through programming the unconscious mind. And lots more good stuff here. Chapter 11, how to unlock your real personality. And that's, alluding to the fact that if you're not getting what you want in life, well, that's probably not the real you. There's some kind of incongruence there. And when we bring, into congruence what our conscious goals are, our conscious desires with our unconscious programming, then we start to get what we want in life. So again, if you haven't read the book yet, Psycho-Cybernetics by the late Dr. Maxwell Maltz, I highly recommend it. And if you've read it and you haven't yet realized, this book is all about hypnosis. This book is all about hypnosis. The parallels between, hypnotherapy and what's written in this book are, many, many, many in the writing. So check that out. And if you have read this book and you want to take this to the next level, basically what we accomplish with, hypnotherapy in as little as 1 or 2 sessions is what, is the process that Dr. Maltz describes in the book. And when you do it on your own, it can take quite some time and you're not sure whether you're doing it properly or not. That's the huge value in doing, this type of work with a hypnotherapist, where you can get it done much more quickly with a person who's experienced and knows, specific hypnotic techniques to, allow that to happen. The other thing is, for those of you that, really love this stuff, or you're already serving people, you're already coaching people, you see the value, maybe you're a coach and you recommend this book to your clients, or, to your students or the people you teach or lead, probably time to consider taking some actual hypnosis training for yourself. So instead of directing people to go out and spend, 12 to 15 hours reading this book, you can, sit down and in 30 to 45 minutes, do a hypnosis session with them, and get them the same or better results, right? So if you're interested in that kind of training, I'm the person to come to. In my opinion, that's what I do. That's my company. It's all about teaching hypnotherapy. I do professional designation training. It's not general interest training. It's not, that kind of simple stuff. It's actual professional training. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and shoot me a message. If you have any comments about this video, any thoughts about this video, please drop them in the comments below. And I hope you all have a really excellent day today. Thank you.